Good evening, everyone, and welcome to NXTNA Showdown. Right then, we are kicking off the show tonight with the women's Wargames match. We have got Team NXT, Lola, Ruca, Jaida Parker, and Jacy Jayne up against Team TNA, Kelani, Jordan, Cassie Lee, Jessica McKay, and Jakara Jackson, aka Mara Sadè. So we're kicking things off then with Lola, and Kelani, Jordan. Let's have a look at the ranking system and see where everyone sits. First of all, Team NXT, Lola has had 3 matches so far and lost all 3, so she sits on -3. Ruca, 4 matches so far, also sits on -3. Jaida Parker, 1 match so far, sits on -1. And Jacy Jayne, 4 matches so far, sits on -2. So all 4 of the NXT ladies are currently in the negative, so not great for them at all. Into Team TNA, we've got Kelani Jordan, of course, who represented TNA, even though she is an NXT wrestler because she was the current TNA Women's Champion. So Kelani Jordan currently sits on +1 after 3 matches. Cassie Lee is on +3 after 11. Jessica McKay is on +2 after 10. And Jakara Jackson is on -2 after 2. So Team TNA in a much stronger position at the moment. And it is Team NXT that have rolled the advantage. So I didn't set the advantages up on this one. I left it randomized. And it's Team NXT that have got them. And in comes Ruca, who first of all grabs a table on her way into the ring. Why not? And I don't even know who the favourites would be for this one. I am pulling for Team NXT here, to be honest. I think that they're all on the minuses. They all could do with some points, so I am pulling for them. If we can get a victory for them, that'd be great. But it is what it is. As I always say, I leave it open to the game to make those decisions. Also, in terms of the rankings, then we will also treat this as a tag team match for the Inspiration. So they currently sit in... Where are they? Cassie, no, Peyton Royce, that'd be the way of doing it. Peyton Royce, there we go. They're currently 4th in the women's rankings, actually, with +4 after 9 matches. So a great opportunity here for them today. If they can win this for Team TNA, then the Inspiration, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, or Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, whatever you want to call them these days, will go joint 2nd in the women's rankings alongside Decay, Rosemary and Jessica Havoc. Only behind the actual women's tag team champions currently, that is, Threedom, who will be defending those belts tonight. Right, number 2 entrant for Team TNA is going to be Cassie Lee / Peyton Royce. Shoulder breaker there by Kelani Jordan, who's done pretty damn well considering she's been on her own for the majority of the match. Now the numbers are levelled out. In comes Cassie Lee. She has a stop sign. But she gets hit with the Hurricane instantly by Lola. I'm liking Lola, you know. I really am. I definitely think for the underground division, Lola is going to be a fantastic option. Maybe that's something I need to do. I've been trying to think of ways to try and make my life a little bit easier. And maybe having a divisions tab would be a good idea, so we can add people, so we know who fits each division, if that makes sense. I mean, some of them are obvious, don't get me wrong, the likes of the World Championship and that sort of thing. We don't need a division for that necessarily, but if I can create a list of just everyone that is part of the Cruiserweight division, or everyone who is European, or everyone who is... North American, everyone. I know it's going to be a massive, long thing to do, but we can just add people over and over again as we go. Because I think the underground is one of the tricky ones that we need to really keep track of who suits it and who doesn't. And knowing that Lola is somebody who does have an MMA background, That is fantastic. Also women's hardcore as well. We can put a list together of women that suit that role, and yeah, just make life a little bit easier in the future for booking, I think. A cruiserweights as well as another one. As in comes Jaida Parker. So she's only ever wrestled once, Jaida Parker, and that was part of our Fresh Meat Gauntlet match a few weeks back, where we showcased 30 women that had never wrestled before in SWE. Of course, she lost that match, as most did, because it was 30 people and only one could win, obviously. So a big opportunity for Jaida Parker then to get her first victory in SWE here today. But again, it's a big multiple-person match. It's not going to be really in her favour, is it? Ruca now taking up Kelani Jordan. And of course the numbers advantage once again in the hands of NXT for this one. And don't forget, this is the first of 2 Wargames matches on today's show. We will have later on in the card the men's version, which will see Team NXT, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans and Myles Borne taking on Team TNA, Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose and Leon Slater. Squeeze in the middle though, we have up next Shawn Spears versus Eric Young. We've got Threedom, Io Sky and Kairi Sane defending the Women's Tag Team Championships against the Culling, Tatum, Paxley and Izzi Dane. Meiko Satomura will defend the Women's Underground Championship against Killer Kelly. Shawn Michaels hits up Santino in a battle of the bookers. And our main event this evening, Ethan Page defending the SWE YouTube Championship against Mustafa Ali. Jaida Parker now using her blessed derriere there to hit a big maneuver. And in comes Jessica McKay, or Billie Kay. This will level the numbers up once again to 3 members per each team. So if you read the rules at the very beginning, essentially only when all 8 women are in the ring will the bell go and the match officially begin. At that point, it will be first pinfall or submission to take the victory. If you escape the cage, you will forfeit the match for your entire team. It's not really worked out too well there, is it? Jessica McKay just threw a steel chair in and one of her opponents just picked it up and used it. So it didn't really work out too well. Right, she's in the ring now. Look at the elbows there in the back of their head. It's good to have the inspiration. There's not that many, like, proper women's tag teams. We know with the inspiration they are a proper tag team, if that makes sense. Because I know a lot of the time, WWE just tend to stick 2 random women together for 6 months, let them have a little bit of a run, then split them up and then join somebody else. But to have a proper team that have been together for many years is actually pretty good. And that's the one thing that I think WWE really struggle with. And it's the same with the men as well. There's not many established long-term men's teams. And when they are, for some reason, WWE think it's just fun to break them up all the time. It's really does frustrate me, I must admit. There's the cut there by Cassie Lee as in comes the 4th and final member of Team NXT. This is the NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne, who hasn't had the best of times so far this week. Of course, she faced off against Kelani Jordan earlier on in the week, 1-on-1, and Kelani Jordan got the victory in that one. And now she walks straight into a super kick as well. But now we do once again have the numbers advantage for Team NXT for a short period of time until the final member of Team TNA is added, and that is Mara Sadè, or as she is on the game, Jakara Jackson. Jacy Jayne now up in the corner, drops an elbow. I don't think she actually hit it, to be honest. And there, oh my god, Billie McKay. Jessica McKay just put Ruca through a table. Wow. I think we're going to see some high-impact maneuvers like that one today. Stiff clothesline. So yeah, I actually like the inspiration. They're not the most talented team in the entire world, don't get me wrong, but then again, they're showing that they are as part of our ranking system. That's why I like to utilise quite a lot of the Stardom teams as well, because Stardom do have some proper teams. Again, they do mix and match quite a bit, don't get me wrong. But at least they've got some like established teams. My sort of rule is, Soul Snatcher there by Ruca on Jessica McKay. I only like to use people that have a proper tag team, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a big fan of a team that's just called Cassie Lee and Billie Kay, or Jessica McKay and Peyton Royce, whatever it's called. I want to use a team that has an actual physical tag team, and that's when I know that they've actually taken some time to bother. Does that make sense? It's the same with the men's tag teams. Like, I am quite happy to use Demolition, but if I just have a tag team called Axe and Smash, it's a bit boring. So that's how I sort of deem whether a company actually cares about a tag team or not, as if they have their own tag team name. So now the bell has gone, by the way, all 8 ladies are in the match. The next pinfall or submission will determine the victors of this match and give a pretty strong start for one of these two teams here tonight. There's the final cut there. Another Hurricane. My God, Lola Vice been knocking them out left, right and centre. I've seen at least 3 or 4 of those in this match now. Remember, massive match this one as well, because these 8 ladies have not had a ton of opportunities to showcase what they can do so far in our universe mode, but the chance here for 4 of them to pick up a plus point. And as I said earlier on in the match, all of Team NXT are currently in the negative, so this is a very important match for them to try and build themselves up, as Jakara Jackson just slams the back of Jacy Jayne's head into the grounded steel chair. Cassie Lee with a running Meteora on Lola Vice. Jessica McKay with the uppercut, and at the moment it's Team TNA that are looking the stronger. Jaida Parker running in with the elbow strike and Kelani Jordan in the corner. So Ruca sending Billie Kay face first into the corner. I'm struggling with the inspiration. I know I keep switching between their names. I do apologise, but it is what it is. I'm just so used to calling them Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Calling them Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay is just throwing me off. Neckbreaker then by Sol Ruca. I'm not even sure what happened there between Jaida Parker and Kelani Jordan. It was effective nonetheless. And this has been quite a nice war game so far. Normally, all 8 people like condense into one ring and it gets a bit of a mess, but they're nice and spread out. I like this. Jaida Parker now spinning around Jessica McKay in the corner. Lola Vice heading up to the top rope, decided against it when she saw that Sadè had taken some control over Jacy Jayne. There's the wheelbarrow into the DDT. Really nice move there by Jakara Jackson / Sadè. I'm doing it again, I'm switching names, I do apologise. The problem is she's Jakara Jackson on the game, but she's Sadè now as part of TNA, because obviously I'm assuming NXT or TNA, sorry, NXT or WWE owned the copyright to the name, maybe? I'm sure, I don't know. That's what they should do, you know. These people from NXT, when WWE and NXT release them, they should let them take their name with them. It's not like they need that, is it, really? I mean, what the hell is WWE or NXT going to do with Jakara Jackson as a name? They might as well let her take it. Whether she wants to keep it or not is completely up to her, I suppose, but at least if you're going to release them after not really giving them a main roster or anything like that, at least let them have their NXT name so that they can utilise it to help themselves get booked a bit more in the independent scene. That's what I think it'd be a nice thing to do. They're not going to do it, obviously, but I don't know. Right, so like I said, next pinfall or submission will be the victor of the match. And there's a pin now in the left-hand ring by Lola Vice. It was broken up straight away by Jessie McKay. And now all of a sudden we are starting to get some people all in one ring together, which is a bit frustrating, but there you go. So Ruca now with a poison Rana on Kelani Jordan, and Jacy Jayne is stalking. As I said, this could be very much real life here, where Sol Ruca did all the work and Jacy Jayne just popped in and got the pin at the very end, and she's looking for it. There's the discus forearm. Drops into the pin here on Kelani Jordan. This could be enough. There's the 1. There's the 2. No, it's only a 2 count. Wow. It's been a pretty good Wargames match so far, to be honest. The Legends one earlier on ended like really abruptly, but this one, since all 8 ladies are in the ring, has got a little bit longer. It's been a bit more impressive. And I'll be honest, there's a 2-on-1 situation on the left-hand side of the ring, which is not going to look too great for Team NXT. As now into the backpack position, Cassie Lee dropping Jaida Parker. The referee starts to count. There's no way Team NXT is going to get across, and it's Team TNA that pick up the victory. Wow. Team TNA kick off this show with a big victory. The Iconics then, with that win, do move up to a +5 in the women's tag team rankings. That's 2 wins for 2 for them now. That puts them joint second alongside Decay. Into the singles division then, Peyton Royce / Cassie Lee with that victory moves up to a +4 after 12 matches. Billy Kay / Jessa McKay moves up to a +3 after 11 matches. Kelani Jordan with that victory is going to move up to... Oh, I've not got 8-person matches on this one. It doesn't really matter, does it? So I've just realised my ranking system's not... on the men's one, I've got singles, tag, 6-man, extra points, and then total. On here, I haven't got it. Okay. I'm going to put it down as a tag team win for now, but then I will come back and fix it later, I think. So Kelani Jordan with +2 after 4 matches now. And then, who's the last person? Oh, Myra Sadè, okay. Jakara Jackson in her first ever victory moves up to -1 after 3. On the flip side then, Lola Vice continues her descent now with -4 from 4 matches. Lost every match she's been involved in. So Ruca with that loss then moves down to -4 after 5 matches. Jaida Parker with that loss moves down to -2 after 2 matches. And Jacy, Jayne, Team NXT really falling into the doldrums now. Moves down to -3 after 5 matches. Really, really bad for them. Great, though, for Team TNA, and a strong start for Team TNA here as well. Right, let's move on to the next match. Right then, let's get underway. Shawn Spears versus Eric Young, 2 experienced heads. First of all, Shawn Spears on 0 points after 4 matches. He is -1 for 1 this year. And then we have Eric Young. That I can't find. There we go. Young, there he is. He's on -1 after 5 matches. So a big opportunity for both these guys. They're 2 very experienced heads, and they're 2 people that really do need to get some points. I didn't realise that Eric Young had a massive back tattoo now. That's interesting. EY is a weird one for me, because I just remember him watching him in TNA, and he was just this sort of very basic character. He was like silly and stupid and lovable and this, that, and the other. Then they've tried to turn him into this more dark and twisted, and it's just difficult for me to take it because I've seen him the way he was. It's a bit like if you took R-Truth and tried to turn him into The Undertaker. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense, in my opinion, but, I mean, it's working for him. I don't really watch it day to day, so it's difficult, really. Maybe if you watched TNA consistently, it would be a bit more sensible for you, maybe. Nice dropkick there by EY on Shawn Spears. And of course then TNA do lead. If we're going to keep track of just today's, they're currently 1-0 up. What do we have to just up to date completely then? So let me work out the whole thing so far. So 3, 6, 8, 9, 11, 16, 18 for TNA. Okay, NXT with 1, 3, 5, 6. 8, 12, 14, 15. So far, over the week, TNA have won 18 matches, NXT have won 15 matches. That is up until the show. That doesn't include the Wargames we just had. So, I mean, it depends how we want to look at it. It depends if we want to do the whole thing altogether, which if we do, then NXT need to win the majority of the matches on today's card. And, of course, in this one, EY is representing TNA, Shawn Spears representing NXT. It's mad to think, isn't it, really? I mean, Shawn Spears is in his 40s and he's representing developmental brand. But as I said before, I think he is... I spoke about it with football, for example, like Manchester United, the team that I support last year. And no one really speaks about it because it is what it is. They signed a player who was in his mid to late 30s. He's played at the lower level of football for many, many years. And his entire job is to come in and to play in the reserves with the younger players. And it's having that experienced head to sort of help the younger players sort of keep their heads in the right place. And he's also there for them to lean on and, yeah, just try and use his experience. And that's exactly what you've got here with Shawn Spears, who will be 45 years of age in February. So, yeah. 2 Canadian wrestlers here as well, then, by the way. EY now taking Shawn Spears up on the shoulders. Shawn Spears fighting back with the elbows into the face of EY. And Spears now with EY up on the shoulders once again. In with that Death Valley drive. Is that his finisher? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it isn't Shawn Spears. I remember the story where he came through all of OVW, everything like that, with the Death Valley driver. And he was using it before John Cena was. But because Cena got into the main show before he did, he was told he wasn't allowed to use the Death Valley driver because that was Cena's finishing maneuver, so he had to change it up a little bit. I'm sure that is Shawn Spears that story was about. Because he's obviously now using the old Death Valley driver as a finisher. As the atomic drop there by EY onto Shawn Spears and runs straight through him with the shoulder block. And EY now, big diving elbow drop. And now nice neck breaker. There's the pin now for the 1, the 2, and the 3. And it's Eric Young as TNA once again to pick up the victory. It's been a very, very strong start for them. I mean, if we're looking at it now then, so that puts TNA on 20. So it now means that NXT, if we're taking the whole week as a whole, I said whole far too many times there, NXT can only draw at this point in time. Because that is now TNA with 20 victories, NXT with 15, and that is only 5 matches remain. So NXT would have to win all of them now to stand any chance. But let's not overdo it. Let's just focus on tonight, I suppose. Because I feel like there's a couple of matches we did earlier on that probably don't really suit. Mainly because we had... Did we have one of them that was TNA versus TNA? So maybe we have to remove that one potentially. I don't know. I'm just trying to hold on for dear life to try and help NXT out here. But there you go. I'm sure there was an... Yeah, there we go. It was the Underground #1 contendership, wasn't it? Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovich. So if we ignore that match... I've already ignored that match. Okay, ignore me then. I've already taken that one off. So that is literally, that is correct. Over the entire week, TNA have won 20. NXT have won 15 with 5 matches remaining. It is all in the hands now of NXT just to try and survive here. Can they pull it back to a draw? They have to win 5 out of 5 to do so. And I honestly think that the Wargames match is firmly in the favour of Team TNA. I think they've got a much stronger team. But let's see how we go. Here we go then, women's tag team titles are on the line here as the current champions Threedom, Io Sky and Kairi Sane defend against the Culling, the team of Tatum, Paxley and Izzi Dave. And I suppose this one is going to be an NXT win no matter what, isn't it? So yeah. Well, not necessarily, is it? Because Io Sky and Kairi Sane are on the main roster, aren't they? So I think we're done. I don't think NXT can win this because now I look at it. I mean, every other match has got a NXT versus TNA sort of line to it. This one hasn't. I'll tell you what, if the Culling do get the win, we'll give the point to NXT. If the Culling do not get the victory, then we'll just mark this match off because obviously Kairi Sane and Io Sky have no link to either of these two. I mean, they both did work at NXT, don't get me wrong, but they're not current NXT anymore. They're NXT from a long time ago when NXT had a really, really cool roster. So yeah, the Culling, this is their second ever match as a tag team. This is Izzi Dame's second ever match in general. They won this opportunity when they defeated Rosemary and Jessica Havoc yesterday in a #1 contendership match. Bit of a surprise victory, that one, to be honest. Really thought that was going to be a win for Decay, who were second in the Women's Tag Team Championship rankings at that point in time. Tatum Paxley's had 2 matches ever so far. She lost one and she won that one yesterday, the singles match, the tag team match, sorry, obviously. And Izzi Dame currently on +1 after winning that match as well. Let's have a look at the 2 other ladies representing, I can't spell it. Hang on a minute. Oh, I'm on the men's roster. That's why I can't find Kairi Sane. That makes sense. Kairi Sane currently in 59th position with +2 after 14 matches. Which is what she needs, because this has been fantastic for her so far. And Kairi Sane, all her matches this year have been as part of this tag team. But it is helping her elevate herself up, because before this year began, she was on 0 points. So this is definitely helping. And then you've got Io Sky. She is +7 for this year now. She's +9 overall, which is fantastic. Io Sky was or is she still? No, she was oh, she is. Okay, no, Io Sky is the current double champion, by the way. Not only is she Women's Tag Team Champion, she also holds the actual SWA Women's Championship as well. So a big chance here for either Tatum Paxley or Izzi Dame. If they were to get the pin over Io Sky specifically, I would say that does make them the #1 contender for the Women's Championship as well. So yeah, I mean, I honestly think this is very one-sided in my opinion. I'd be very, very surprised if Threedom do not retain these tag team championships. But stranger things have happened. We've seen that before. Izzi Dame now willing Sane back up to her feet. Takes her up into that spine buster. Pin now on Kairi Sane. It's a 2 count. Wow. It's closer than I thought, to be honest. Izzi Dame now up onto the middle rope, stalking the grounded Kairi. Dives in with the axe handle, but Io Sky got a kick on the side of the head of Tatum Paxley. But Izzi Dame, obviously much bigger than the other 3 ladies in this match, and really utilising that strength and height advantage to her benefit, or to her team's benefit, really. As Tatum Paxley now locking in the submission here on Kairi Sane. Tatum Paxley now with the steel chair, swings it. Sane was able to avoid it, and Paxley right across the head with the steel chair. Kairi Sane fighting back, sending Paxley off the ropes. And then in with the hip toss takedown. Got Kairi now with the shoulder block. Now marching into the middle of the ring. And Izzi Dame just watching her like, what on earth are you doing? I mean, she could have stopped her, but she didn't. She decided to let her tag team partner take that. I don't know why, but there you go. Kairi Sane up on top. We've seen this before. That massive, big elbow drop. She hits it. And Io Sky has taken out Izzi Dame on the outside. This could be the opportunity for the 3 count. And, ooh, it's only a 2. I was going to say that would have been a very, very quick defense of the championship if she pulled that off there. I do say that. I do think that she's the heavy favourite to go on and win this one. Look at Tatum Paxley diving straight into the knee. We've seen her already lock in that submission. She's obviously working those legs down. And don't forget, for some reason on this game, all Tornado Tag Team matches are deemed as no DQ. Don't know why. That's just what the game has decided. No DQ is the way forward on these. I don't mind so much. I don't mind the odd weapon being used. Sadè now throwing Paxley into the corner. Forearm into the back, and now going after Izzi Dame. And There's a nice cut there. And I think the experience and the quality edge of Threedom is really starting to come through the longer this match goes on. It's going to take somebody special to take the belts away from them. We've already seen, obviously, that the Bella Twins took the belts away from them. And then the Bella Twins lost the belts back to Threedom on the very first championship defense. Izzi Dame, wow. Double-handed chokeslam spine bustery figgy majiggy onto the steel chair on Io Sky. Went for the pin, but Kairi Sane was there to break it up instantly. Same now with the strikes and flattening Izzi Dame. Dame flops into the corner. There's a big shot by Kairi. Now forcing the boot right into the neck as well. Look at that, absolutely wallops Tatum Paxley with a steel chair on the outside. Opportunity for the big elbow. This time a big splash by Kairi. If she can hit that big elbow again, that could be massive. But no, this time she's going to go for the submission. Yep. Tatum Paxley outside the ring with the electric chair, face first. But Izzi Dame had the submission locked in. She's long, she's strong. And Kairi broke up the pin of the submission. So when she saw Tatum Paxley enter the ring, she knew she was going to be in trouble. Io now taking down Paxley. Went for the double foot stomp. Paxley saw it coming, rolled out the way. Kairi Sane pops up behind her and catches her with a neck breaker. Went for the spear on Izzi Dame. Caught her. Izzi didn't go down, but then Io Sky with a massive up palm uppercut. There's the pin. Still not enough, and there's a big spear by Kairi Sane. How Kairi Sane hitting a freaking spear? I mean, the girl weighs 2 stone, if that. Either way, it's bloody effective, and a victory then, and a successful championship retention for Threedom. They move up to +9 as a tag team. Io Sky moves up to a +10 overall now, which does move her up a few positions to... Where's she up to now? 6th? Yeah, she's up to 6th, equal with Rhea Ripley and Thunder Rosa. Kairi Sane with that win then is going to move up to a +3 after 15. That puts her up to 48th now. She should be a lot higher than that, in my opinion, to be honest, but there you go. Tatum Paxley, with that loss, moves back down to a 0 after 3 matches. Izzi Dame, then, with that loss, moves down to a 0 after 2 matches. Then, obviously, as a tag team, the Culling are going to move back down to a 0 after 2 matches. It's been a good run by them. A good showcase of their ability, but it just wasn't going to quite be enough today. And I said, that's nothing against them. I always thought that Threedom are just far too strong. And it is going to take a very, very, very to defeat them. Nice. There was that big elbow by Kairi Sane earlier on. It wasn't enough. But there's that spear. Look at... I still can't believe that Kairi Sane just hit that spear. I mean... She weighs, like I said, she weighs about 2 stone soaking wet. How on earth she's got enough force behind her to hit that spear and then get the pin from it, I'll never know. But either way, still your SWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Threedom. Threedom! Don't know why I did that, to be honest. I just felt a bit Bravehearty. Either way. Right, we move on. More championship action. And here we go, the Women's Bloodsport Championship is on the line. The champion Meiko Satomura defending against Killer Kelly, who won against Masha Slamovich to get this opportunity only a few days ago. Oh, a kitty cat here, okay. Hello, kitty cat. Oh, which kitty cat are you? You're the fluffy one, okay. I can't tell from the top, they both look the same. That's not racist, I promise, they do look the same. Right. So, in the ranking system then, your challenger Killer Kelly is on +3 after 6 matches. All 3 of those points have come this week, I'm pretty sure. She's had a lot of opportunities. She had, yeah. So Killer Kelly defeated Lola Vice one-on-one. She then defeated Masha Slamovich one-on-one. And then herself and Masha Slamovich won a tag team match as well against Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. So 3 matches, 3 wins this week for Killer Kelly, who's bringing superior momentum into this match. As you can see the rules there, no pinfalls, no submissions count. No pinfalls, no countouts, no disqualifications. The only way to win is by submission, knockout, or referee stoppage. Let's have a look at Meiko Satomura. She is currently on 0 points after 5 matches. Of course, she won the championship herself. Not long ago, she won it against Masha Slamovich back at Evolution. And this is her first opportunity to defend it. So, not had a ton of chances so far, has she? I just realised I forgot to update the championship screen with the champion. So, defended against... This is the women's charity one I'm doing now. So, defended against... Who did they face? Oh, the Culling. The Culling at... Not the Gulling. That's being attacked by a bunch of seagulls. The Culling at NXTNA Showdown 2025. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is Satomura's first championship defense then. It's a difficult one. As I said in the past, the women's underground division, there's not a ton of women that really suit this division. We're finding more and more as we go along. As we said, we found Lola Vice this week as well. There's also Carmen Petrovic, which I think would suit well, because I think she has some sort of kicking background. But I couldn't find a very good core for her, to be honest, which is disappointing. As Killer Kelly now looking pretty damn strong here. We could have a brand new champion. Like I said, she's built up an incredible amount of momentum so far this week. With those 3 wins, 2 singles victories and a tag team victory as well. And that momentum edge really could be huge here. As, what on earth was that? Okay, she defied all laws of physics, gravity, and just common sense there by managing to teleport across the ring. But Satomura now using the kicks into the back of the leg. Brings Killer Kelly back up to a standing base as a strike in the face. And now in with a big German suplex. Maybe I could ask ChatGPT who would be good to represent the women's underground division. We know Lola Vice is a new one now. We got... say Carmen Petrovic, we've got Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich we know of as well. Maybe Aja Kong, I think that spinning back fist could be quite effective in this game type. I think the likes of Natalia's done it in real life. You've got Marina Shafir as well. Those Eastern European women, they're definitely a brutes, aren't they? You've got Layla Hirsch. As now the armbar locked in by Satomura on Killer Kelly. Killer Kelly raining down with the strikes into the face. And look at those knees, right into the gut, spinning heel kick as well. Satomura now with the kicks. Killer Kelly trips her over. And slamming her back of the head first into the mat. And now Killer Kelly picking her up and locking her into the submission hold. But Satomura able to break free. Satomura has been busted open, by the way. You see the blood running down the side of her head. I don't think that's going to bother her too much as she scoop slams Killer Kelly to the outside. Oh my God, she killed Kelly. I'm such a tit, I tell you. Submission now locked in by Satomura on Kelly. Has the leg hooked and the neck hooked. Now going to twist at the knee as well. Dropping the elbow right into the leg. Satomura now sending Killer Kelly right into the ring steps. The elbows now by Killer Kelly into the gut. This is the second of 3 championship matches tonight. The main event will be Ethan Page defending the SWE YouTube Championship against Mustafa Ali in a match that MZK Punk is thoroughly hoping goes one way. Also, after this one, we'll have Shawn Michaels versus Santino in a battle of the Bookers. And then, of course, squeezed in between those two matches, we do have the men's Wargames match. Team NXT, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans and Myles Borne up against Team TNA, Santana, Kazarian, Moose and Slater. As once again, the submission locked in by Killer Kelly. And once again, though, Satomura able to break free. She ducks away, then in with a Pele kick. Wow, absolutely rocking Killer Kelly, who's been busted open by that kick as well. Satomura now with Kelly up on the shoulders, dumps her back into the ring. And now Satomura back into the corner. What has she got planned? Killer Kelly turns. Satomura steps up, Kelly drops to a knee, and there's a big... No, went for the kick to the side of the head. I think Killer Kelly was playing possum, knew it was coming. And then, reverse though, and there's a super kick to the outside, and we've taken out a poor fan. A pedestrian has been hit in the process. Big knee strike on the side of the head there by Satomura on Kelly as well. There's a boot into the side of the leg. Satomura now sending Kelly straight in to the ring steps. And of course, don't forget, next week we'll be moving into the PWI 500 tournament. The top 32 from that tournament will compete in a singles knockout competition. The winner will be guaranteed an opportunity at the SWE World Heavyweight Championship as well. There's the elbows in the gut now by Killer Kelly. And a running dropkick right into the face of Satomura. Satomura now sending Kelly straight back into the barricade once again. There's a boot right into the face. And look at the boots now in the head by Satomura. Definitely the experience edge coming into it now. She's taken full control. Sending Kelly crashing into the crowd. And then into the ground as well. Now slamming the arm into the mat. Boot into the back of the head. And Satomura now dropping the knee on the inside of the arm. Absolutely brutal. Kelly now rolling her over. And again, those boots into the side of the head by Satomura. Absolutely brutal. But Killer Kelly saw the next one coming, grabbed a hold of the head, dragged her down before hitting with a strike, but Satomura turns it back around. Really back and forth at this point in the match. And Killer Kelly, I think she was going to go for that submission again. Satomura saw it coming, went for the dive. Killer Kelly saw it coming, slapped her out the way. And again, you can see what Killer Kelly is exactly going after. There's Satomura now with the uppercut to the back of the head. How many reversals have these two ladies got? Then really knocking through them, drop toe hold. And of course, Killer Kelly has never held gold before in SW, but this could be the first opportunity. Submission locked in. No, Satomura once again breaking free. Former SWE Bloodsport champions are Thunder Rosa, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, Masha Slamovich, and now Meiko Satomura. Not sure how Charlotte Flair won the belt, you know. I suppose she does have the thing is, we started this off being very much a mixture of MMA and submission wrestling. However, I think as time's gone on, we've sort of led it more down the MMA route. And we do have planned in at some point a pure championship, which is solely going to be for technical wrestlers. Females, again, a bit more tricky with that. I mean, Serena Deeb is the obvious one. As there's the submission locked in now by Killer Kelly on Satomura. And it's a tap. We've got a brand new Women's Underground champion in the shape of Killer Kelly. She holds her first ever championship in SWE and becomes the 6th ever, sorry, it took me far too long to count to 6 there, 6th ever SWE Underground Women's Champion. Well, there we go. Satomura's reign ends on a very first championship defense. There we go. Satomura at NXTNA Invasion 2025. There we go. It's been a fantastic week for Killer Kelly, you know. 4 matches, 4 wins now for her. Satomura, when they're in that loss, moves down to a -1 after 6 matches. But Killer Kelly, she continues her ascent. Before this year, she'd had 3 matches. 1 in 2021, 1 in 2022, and 1 in 2024. She's had 4 matches just this week alone now, and won all 4, and won herself the Women's Underground Women's Blood Sport Championship. There we go, Killer Kelly, absolutely fantastic week for her. That victory then is now going to move her up to 28th in the women's rankings, equal with Cassie, Lee, Daphne, Venny, Bianca Belair, and Megan Bain. Pretty impressive group of people to be working alongside with. Right, we've had 2 championship matches tonight now then, 1 successfully defended and 1 brand new champion, and I think it is clear to say now that NXT have no chance because we've had 4 matches so far. 3 of them have been NXT versus TNA, and TNA have won all 3. I do think Shawn Michaels is the heavy favourite to beat Santino, but Team TNA versus Team NXT, for me, the men's one, has got to be firmly in the favour of TNA. And Mustafa Ali versus Ethan Page, I still fancy Mustafa Ali in that one as well. This could be a clean sweep for TNA, but I do think Shawn Michaels will get the point for NXT. Let's find out. Right then, here we go, the battle of the bookers, Shawn Michaels versus Santino Marella. This one for me is just a good one for Shawn Michaels. Shawn should win this, surely. He's got to be the heavy favourite of this. He's much higher rated. He's got to win this. Shawn Michaels had a very good year so far. He's +6 after 7 matches this year, which is what he needed, because he started the year very, very low down on... He was a -4 beginning of the year. Now he's on +2. So he's still not in a great position. He's only in 162nd position on a +2. But I say he's... These taunts by Santino are great. But he needs the points. He should be one of the guys that's right at the top of the ranking system. We've discussed in the past the issues of his moveset and so forth and why we think it's holding him back. But this should be a good one for him. He's not got any issues. It's standard singles match against somebody who on paper is much weaker. This should really be a win. No questions asked for Shawn Michaels. And I mean, if he doesn't win, it could be a complete clean sweep today for TNA in this showdown. Up against him today then, Santino Marella. He has had so far 2 matches on a Universe mode. 1 back in 2021, which he won, and 1 this year, which he's currently lost as well. So big opportunity for Santino to showcase what he can do, because at the moment he's not had a ton of opportunities. Is Santino actually from Italy? I don't think he is he? I think he's just booked from Italy, isn't he? Santino Marella. No, he's from Canada. Everyone's from Canada. Everyone's from Canada, but they decided that they can't book them all from Canada because it gets a bit boring. So you have the likes of Jinder Mahal from India, and you have the likes of... the Bollywood boys from India as well. Was he booked ever from... Yes, he was booked from Italy, so we could use him as part... I'm just thinking European. I'm going to put him on the list, because we do have a European show booked up at some point, so let me... Santino... Booked from Italy... Italia. I cannot do anything. There we go. I was struggling there with my fingers. I know that sounds bad, but it is what it is. I just couldn't type for some reason. Shawn Michaels now up onto the top. Dives in with the big crossbody. This match has spent a lot of time on the outside, which worries me. There we go. Shawn Michaels descending back into the ring finally. That's good. Maybe we could do, like, for the European show, we could do, like, the best wrestler to ever come out of Italy. Bruno Sammartino versus Santino Marella. Proper classic match there. This could be the end here, you know. Shawn Michaels with that running forearm, now tuning up the band. And turns around right into that sweet chin music. That could be game, set, match, and finally a victory today for NXT. No, it's not. Okay. Santino survives somehow. Michaels willing Santino back up to his feet once again. Now going to take him up into a pile driver position. Wow. Absolutely brutal. Boot across the chest where that pops up to the top in with the moonsault. Now running drop kick right into the face. The boot in the chest, but Santino fighting it back with a boot of his own. And now rolling up Shawn Michaels, stacking him up high. I tell you, if Shawn doesn't win here, this could be awful for NXT tonight, really. There's the pin now by Santino. Referee slapping Shawn Michaels across the face. Always the most fun thing to do. And Santino now. Oh, he's got him. The Cobra attack. Santino trying to pull him away, but the Cobra just attacking. There's the pin. It's only a 2 count. Wow. Michaels sending Marella off the ropes. Under, over, back elbow. You just need to hit another sweet chin music. You hit that, you got it, haven't you? Michaels now up on top. We've seen this before. The big diving elbow. Such a beautiful maneuver by Michaels. Goes in for the pin. That could be enough. That should be enough. But will it be enough? It's not enough. But this will be the sweet chin music. The band is tuned. No, Santino saw it coming. It is very easy to reverse, isn't it? Very, very easy. Maybe too easy to reverse. Pin now by Santino. Santino up on the top. What is the plan? Dives in with the clothesline. There's the pin now for the 1, for the 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Santino with a boot into the gut, and now there it is again, the Cobra locked in. But it's still not enough. Shawn Michaels able to get back up to his feet. Michaels dragging Santino across, slamming him face first in to that top turnbuckle pad. There's the boot into the gut. Santino fighting back with a boot of his own though. And the drop kick taking down Michaels. Santino now up into the corner. Santino really letting Michaels think about that. I don't know what's going to happen here. Santino's going to leave it until Michaels is... Yeah, I don't know what the point of that was by Santino. He just wanted a higher look at Michaels, maybe. If Santino pulls off the winner against Michaels, this is going to be shocking for all the wrong reasons. Santino now tripping over Michaels, raining down the strikes. Santino now willing Michaels back up once again. The Cobra is loaded. No, Michaels saw it coming as a strike in the face. Off the ropes. And then, oh, looking for a sliced bread by the looks of it. Santino reversed it into a scoop slam. And now Santino heading up to the top. Looking for that dive-in headbutt, completely missed it. And Santino dumping Michaels to the outside. Crazy, really, this one. I'm shocked how this match has gone so far. There's a knee now right at the inside of the arm of Shawn Michaels. This match has gone a lot longer than I expected it. I thought one sweet chin music, knock him out, it was done and dusted. But it wasn't to be the case. Michaels now does take down Santino, but it doesn't matter what you do on the outside, you've got to get him inside the ring to get the win, to get the pin. Michaels now does send Santino back into the ring. Is he going to back away into the corner? He does indeed. Tuning up the band, potentially for the second time in the match. He's hit one, he's missed one, he's missed a second. Oh, this move is just stupid. There's no way Shawn Michaels could ever succeed on this game because the sweet chin music is just so reversible. There's the Cobra for the third time in the match. That's going to be all, isn't it? Santino Marella is going to defeat Shawn Michaels here. Shawn needs to win with... Is there any other moves I can give Shawn apart from the sweet chin music? It's just stupid. What can I possibly give him that works? Because this is just... He's impossible to use because they just reverse his finishers so often. I mean, he's had a good year so far, Shawn, but there's no... I'm furious, I must admit. I am so pissed off that Shawn Michaels has just lost the match to Santino Marella. Santino then moves up to a +1. And Shawn Michaels, with that loss, then moves down to a +1 after 43. That is really filled me full of rage, that one has. I am so angry. The TNA have now won 4 from 4 matches tonight. It's over for NXT. TNA are the superior company. I mean, coming into this one, TNA had won 18 matches, NXT had won 15, and now tonight alone, TNA have won 4 out of 4. That puts the score overall for the week up to 22-15 with 2 matches left. It's not a slight win, it's an absolute whitewash here for Team TNA. I still can't, yeah. That is really frustrating. I don't know what to do with Shawn Michaels. He's rated about 15 points higher in this match. But it's just that finisher maneuver is just awful. But I don't know, we can't change it. I mean, we can change it, but there's no need to change it, is there really? There should be a need to change it anyway. Yeah. 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 And here we go, then the men's Wargames match is underway. We have got Team NXT, the team of, as you can see, Myles Borne in the ring. Javon Evans, Trick Williams and Ricky Saints up in the cage. Up against Team TNA, this is Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose and Leon Slater. Right, let's check the ranking systems. Myles Borne then, he has had 1 match ever in our universe mode. I want to say that match was against Randy Orton and he lost it, so he's -1 from 1 so far. Next up, then we've got Javon Evans. We are currently... There he is. +3 after 5 matches, so quite impressive for him. Trick Williams. Trick Willie. He's on +3 after 8 matches, which is pretty good. But he is actually -3 for this year, which is not ideal. But he's still doing pretty well. He's in the positives. And then we have Ricky Starks / Ricky Saints. He is on -3 after 11 matches. Not great for him at all. Next up then, we have got Mike Santana on 0 after 6. We have got Moose. Not Mossy. Moose, there he is. He is on -2 after 6 matches. +2 for this year, though. He's starting to have some sort of comeback. Now, I don't know who has the advantage here, so this could be either of these 2 teams that do enter. Unless it's always the team on the left, is it? Is it always the team on the left? I don't know. Okay. It was earlier. Frankie, Kazarian. How do you spell Frankie Kazarian? I always struggle with this one. I think I spelled it wrong. How do you spell it? Let me check, because I think I've got this wrong. Frankie it is Kazarian. Okay. I have spelled it wrong on the ranking system, and I'll update that. I put Kazarian, not Kazarian. Okay. Cool story, bro. Right, Frankie Kazarian. He is on -4 after 5 matches, so not good at all for him either. And finally, inside there, we have Leon Slater. He is on -3 after 5 matches. So all 8 of these guys can really do with the points. None of them are really excelling, are they? What's going on here? I just turn around and both the cats are sat there looking at me. What's that? What's the wiggling tails all about? Borne now looking to take Santana up. Santana fighting back with a strike in the gut. And so it is a 2-on-1 situation here for NXT. Lovely kick right into the back of the head. Myles Borne now slamming down. And we are going to get the second member of Team TNA. It is Frankie Kazarian entering the match. And now we're 2-on-2 for a short period of time until one more member of Team NXT make their way in. I don't remember, I think it's going to be Trick Williams next. I think it's Trick Williams and Moose are the next 2 to come in. I mean, I should know this. I'm the one who made the matches, but still. I think that's where we sit. So yeah, Myles Borne, this is his second ever match. He's not had an easy run so far in SWE, has he? He had a 1-on-1 against Randy Orton, now thrown straight into Wargames. He's had a tough old start. Got a super kick there by Evans, taking down Santana, and Team NXT looking strong here. In my opinion, I do think that Team TNA will be the favourites for this one. And so far, it's been a clean sweep for TNA tonight. 4 wins from 4 so far. There's the dive now by Borne. Santana dumping Evans, and here comes Trick Williams going under the ring looking for some toys before entering the match. Finds himself a table. Risky business. Lovely moonsault on the top there by Frankie Kazarian as Borne now gets around the back of Santana, drops him face first. Trick does bring a table and a kendo stick with him. Kazarian now boot right into the back of the leg. Nice takedown there by Santana, dropping Trick Williams right across his knees. I'm sure when the game first came out, we saw people climb to the very top of the cage and do some dives. We've not seen many of that since, have we? Borne now looking to swing the sledgehammer. There's the boot right into the gut. There's a big ace crusher there by Javon Evans. Countdown begins. We're going to see, I think it's Moose coming in next, you know. The big heavyweight entering the match. Yep, here he comes. No, it's Leon Evans. Okay, no. Leon Evans. My brain stopped. I was doing pretty well in this. All of a sudden, my brain just completely stopped working at all. Leon Slater Okay, so it's Moose and Ricky Starks are the final two to enter. They're the two big names, I think, for each competition. God, I told you, my brain's just gone now. My brain's gone. I've gone too far. Those are the two big guys for each of the two companies, I think, in my opinion. Of course, Ricky Starks, the current NXT World Champion. Moose, former multiple-time TNA and Impact World Champion as well. And, of course, he is the big powerhouse in this match. He's going to be a difficult man to keep down, especially when he's going to be fresh when everyone else has had quite a long match ahead of him. There we go. I should maybe kickstart my brain back in now. And of course, when all 8 men are in the ring, that will allow the bell to ring and the match to officially begin, and then it will be first pinfall or submission to get the victory. As I said, I fancy Team TNA for this one. At this point now, after Santino versus Myles, I'm fancying a complete clean sweep. Big frog splash there by Santana. There's a backbreaker by Myles Borne on Leon Slater. And Ricky Starks, no toys for him, straight in to the ring. Look at Leon Slater now raining down the sledgehammer blows into the guts. And Santana now butterflied up into the gutbuster. Lovely move, that one, I tell you. Trick now up on the shoulders. There's the power slam. Frankie Kazarian now working over Ricky Starks. Is Ricky Starks a face in NXT? I just find him difficult to like, Ricky Starks. I think I tried my hardest in AEW to give him the benefit of the doubt over and over again. PJ totally hated him from the very beginning. He always hated him from the very beginning. I think he is a much better heel than he ever will be face. He's just got that cockiness about him that just is quite unlikable. So I think as a heel, he's absolutely fantastic. As a face, it doesn't do it for me at all. And we will be seeing some more next week then of Trick Williams. Remember, next week we are doing the PWI 500 tournament, and Trick Williams has qualified for that. He was named number 19 in the PWI 500 in 2025, so we'll be seeing him in the opening round against Obafemi. Nobody else. I mean, Joe Hendry is involved, Nick Nemeth as well. Some more TNA names are in there. Masha Slamovich is number 25 this year. Obviously, that happened the same day that she got called out online, which was probably a bit unfortunate for PWI. Moose has now been released from the cage. He's going to grab himself a trash can. Remember, the bell will ring and the match will begin as soon as Moose enters the ring. There we go. Moose is in. The referee's going to come across and shut the door. The bell's going to go. And now it's first pinfall submission will be the victor. But Santana now sit out powerbomb. I thought he was going to try and do it onto the trash can there. Not quite. Moose went for the German suplex on Javon Evans, who managed to flip out of it. Starks went for something on Santana. Santana saw it coming, was able to move out of the way. It's going to be crazy. If TNA get a complete clean sweep, it's going to be crazy. Another suplex. Santana here going for a version of the Three Amigos. And look at the clubbing blow across the back of Myles Borne with the kendo stick. Frankie Kazarian stole it though, did one across Myles Borne as well. Now working over everyone with that kendo stick. Moose is back in. And again, these Wargames matches are tricky because you sort of want them to spread out. And they are sometimes spread out, as we see Leon Slater and Javon Evans. It's Bound for Glory tonight, isn't it, in real life? Yeah, it's Bound for Glory tonight. And remember, this match on the right-hand side of the ring is going to happen. It's Leon Slater versus Javon Evans for the TNA X Division Championship. See, that's the problem now. In my mind, all of a sudden, the TNA Championships have just become NXT titles because they bloody hold more or less all of them now. So yeah, that should be an interesting one tonight to see these two. I think that's the one match on the card that is actually one that I'm looking forward to watching. The rest of the card for Bound for Glory, I have no interest in at all. I know some people are excited to see the Hardys versus the Dudleys. I think it's going to be diabolical. I think 4 guys that are well beyond their primes. I find it difficult to watch. I really do. I mean, just look at Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia. Look how poor that was. It's the old adage, isn't it? Always leave them wanting more. And people like Goldberg and people like that now have left people wanting less. And that's always the danger of just going too far in your career and making yourself look a bit of an idiot. It's Javon Evans with a pin now on Leon Slater on the right-hand ring. Only enough for the 2 count. Frankie Kazarian. There we go. We're split up nicely now. 2 couples in each ring. Moose can't quite decide what he's doing. He's just back and forth in. Santana decided instead of going over the ropes, he was just going to climb the cage across the 2 rings. Bizarre, but it worked. And now Trick Williams and Ricky Starks have a 2-on-1 situation in that left-hand ring. There's the Tornado DDT there by Ricky Starks. Frog Splash by Santana on Javon Evans. This could actually be enough here. This could be enough indeed. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Ricky Starks going after Moose here with something. Leon Slater, 450 on Myles Borne on to the folded up table, which is obviously rock solid. It doesn't go for the pin. There's a pin on the left-hand side of the ring with Ricky Saintony getting a 1 count over Moose. I'm looking forward to this PWI 500, man. I want to make it an annual thing. There's the Rochambeau by Ricky Starks of the Moose, but Leon Slater's there to break it up instantly. And now Leon Slater taking Ricky Starks up into that final cut. Could have gone for the pin, but decides against it. He's going up now to the top rope. 450 by Leon Slater on Ricky Starks. There's the pin. That could be enough for the 1, for the 2. No, it's only a 1 count. Wow, okay. And now Moose is there with the steel chair. That table's been set up once again, but nobody seems to want to go through it. Moose now went for the spear on Trick Williams. Trick saw it coming, turned that spear into a DDT. Trick now rolling Moose up into the bookend. I don't know what Trick calls it, to be honest, but Ricky Starks now spinning around Moose in with a neck breaker. Leon Slater wiped out Myles Borne there with a dive. Remember, it's 1 point each for everyone in the match that wins, -1 for all the losers. Trick Williams now with a pin on Moose. Only a 2 count again. Kazarian dropping Myles Borne with the air raid slam. There's the standing Spanish fly now by Kazarian on Myles Borne, but Javon Evans is there to break it up. Remember, we still have 1 more match left for you here this evening, the main event of the show. Mustafa Ali challenges Ethan Page for the SWE YouTube Championship. That'll be your main event coming up next after the finale of this one. There's a Northern Lights suplex. Santana now sending Borne into the corner. There's a sledgehammer right into the guts. Kazarian now stalking the ground. Myles Borne, another super kick right into the face. Kazarian now slapping Myles Borne in the corner. I think Myles Borne has got to be the underdog in this one, and it is Team TNA who does get the win. It's Santana who gets the pinfall over Javon Evans in the corner. And TNA, oh my god. TNA could win 6 for 6 in this. I think that Mustafa Ali is the favourite to beat Ethan Page, and it could be 6 wins for 6 for TNA. This could be an embarrassing day for Team NXT. Leon Slater then with the victory moves up to a -2 after 6. Mike Santana, not Tito, Mike Santana with that victory then moves up to a +1 after 7. Moose with the win moves up to a -1 after 7. That's 3 wins for 3 now for Moose this year. Who else was in this match for them? Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian with that victory moves up to a -3 after 6. There we go. That is Team TNA. All had a nice little boost. Then we have Tricky Williams. With that loss, moves down to a +2 after 9 matches. -4 for the year now. Been pretty damn rough for him. Javon Evans drops down to a +2 after 6 matches. Ricky Starks, I'm just forgetting who's in the matches, the problems. Ricky Starks with that loss then is going to move down to a -4 after 12 matches. And then the final person was Myles Borne, wasn't it? Yeah, Myles Borne again. Myles Borne with that loss moves down to a -2 after 2 matches. Bad day indeed here for NXT. It's been awful. And is it going to go from bad to worse as Ethan Page defends the YouTube Championship against Mustafa Ali? And here we go, the main event of the evening. The YouTube Championship is on the line as your current champion, Ethan Page, makes his first title defense here against Mustafa Ali. Of course, Ethan Page won the belt back at When Worlds Collide, defeating the current champion at the time, Sheamus, El Grande Americano, Trick Williams, AJ Francis, and Joe Hendry in a 6-way elimination match. And now he makes a defense against Mustafa Ali. Of course, this match did happen in real life, but it was for Ethan Page's North American Championship in NXT, I believe. Which I did watch, and I can't remember what happened now, to be honest. I'm pretty sure Ethan Page won that one. Didn't Mustafa get his foot caught up in a wire or something? My brain is gone already. I've done that many recordings this week. I've lost track of what was real life and what is in the game, must admit, but either way. Right, Ethan Page, yeah, first championship defense, and already tonight then, we have seen 5 matches between TNA and NXT, and TNA have won every single one. Mustafa Ali looking to make it a clean sweep today for TNA, and to become the next YouTube champion. Right then. The bell is about to go, and we will be underway. There it goes. And straight away, Ethan Page running across with a big boot into the face, wiping out Mustafa Ali. And now going to stamping on the head as well. Yeah, I do think, I mean, it's an even one, isn't it? It still bamboozles me, you know. It takes me a second every now and again. I have to sit back and think, my God, Ethan Page is on a WWE game. I don't know why he's not the guy I ever expected to be on one. Nothing against him, like, but I thought at the advanced stage of his career, now what is he? He's got to be mid to late 30s, isn't he? Unless he just started off very early. Let me have a quick look. Ethan Page. He's 36. Not too bad then, actually. He's 36, but he does need to get onto the main roster pretty soon, I think. He's still got a little bit of time. He's the sort of like, again, he's a bit like The Miz. We discussed this the other day with somebody else. Was it Ricky Starks, was it? I can't remember who it was now. He's basic. He's nothing special about him, but he has the charisma to come across as a heel. I think recently he's been doing the old anti-American heel stuff, so being Canadian, that sort of stuff. So it could work out if he does move up to the main roster. But I think he's got to do it pretty soon if he is ever going to get up there. Mustafa Ali now with Ethan Page up on the shoulders. Page fighting back with the elbows into the face of Mustafa Ali. And I'll be honest, I was a bit surprised when WWE picked him up, because there's a few people, like Ricky Starks, I understand. Ricky Starks was never really designed for AEW. He was always designed for sports entertainment. So him going to WWE, I understand. But Ethan Page is not somebody I really get. And that's what makes me think, again, that WWE were just looking for experienced heads to help out some of the younger talent in NXT. The likes of Shawn Spears, the likes of Ethan Page, for example, to sit them in a developmental, just more long-term as a way just to help some of the younger talent and have those more experienced heads there to sort of guide them. Because, I mean, Ethan Page made his debut in wrestling in 2006, so that was 19 years ago, wow. So he started off pretty damn early by the looks of it, 17 years of age. So he's got 19 years of experience, which makes you wonder why he's in developmental to start with, I suppose, isn't it, really? But I think that experience is what's going to help some of the younger talents around them. He can train with them, he can do ring work with them and sort of help build them up. So maybe it's more like a physical coaching role than it is necessarily him being there for his own career, if that makes sense. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's a very good place for him to be. And he knows that when he does come to retire, a bit like Bobby Roode, you have the possibility of moving into other stuff like the road agent stuff, like the booker, like all that sort of stuff as well. We'll wait and see. I say he is 36. Maybe WWE do have more for him than I believe. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. I never like matches that end up on the outside like this, I must admit. Nice dropkick right into the chest there. I always get worried, especially in championship matches, when you start messing around with countouts and so forth. Let's get these guys back in the ring as soon as we can, because I cannot stand the idea of this being a counter, especially when it's a championship match as well. That'd be worse. They're up to a 5 kick count now. Really, they need to get back in the ring very, very soon. I mean, we're up to a 6 count. Oh, don't do this. Come on. Okay, Ego, get back in the ring, please. Thank you. Okay. I was getting worried then. I really thought he was going to kick him, knock him out there, and just go back in the ring and win by count. Now, that'd be really frustrating. As Ethan Page now up on the top. Sort of roles reversed here. You expect this more from Mustafa Ali, but it's all Ego Ethan Page with the shoulder block. And now pops Mustafa up into the power slam. Lovely move that is. I like that. Ethan Page now taking up Mustafa Ali. Is he going for an Ego's Edge? Very early in the match to go for it. He hits it as well, though. Big powerbomb. And there it is. For the 1, 2. Ooh, only a 2 count. And look at the strikes now by Ethan Page into the face of Mustafa Ali. And Ethan Page in full control now. It's not looking great for Mustafa, is it? I said I thought Mustafa might be the slight favourite for this one, but at the moment, it's Ethan Page dominating, but Mustafa Ali turns things around. There's that reverse DDT. Now look at the strikes, the big jumping knee strike, and the poison Rana as well by Mustafa Ali. Brings Ethan Page back up, spins around into the tornado DDT. There's the pin for the 1, for the 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. It's getting close, though. Mustafa Ali now looking to head up to the top rope. And dives in with that 450 splash, but Ethan Page saw it coming, rolled out of the way. Avoids it, and Page now sending Ali off the ropes. Ducks underneath. And then over the top with a high backdrop. All Ego Ethan Page drags Ali middle of the ring. And look at the clubbing blow into the spine there by Ethan Page. And brings Mustafa Ali out the hard way with the backbreaker. Dragging Ali away from the ropes. Ethan Page now looking to bring Ali back up. He does. Is he thinking a second one? He's looking for the Ego's Edge for the second time in the match, and this could be enough. Finally, TNA might get themselves a victory here tonight, and it is for the YouTube Championship. No, Mustafa Ali kicked out. Wow. Mustafa Ali able to kick out. Ethan Page with the double axe handle. It was missed. There's the drop kick now into the face by Mustafa Ali. If he can win this one, that'd be incredible, you know. Look at that boot right into the rope, just dragging the arm back. And runs in with that knee strike right into the gut. Springs off the ropes in with the moonsault. Can Mustafa Ali get the victory here and make it a clean sweep for TNA? I don't think that'll be enough. No, it's only a 1 count. If he can hit that big 450 again, that'll be the way forward. Just a kick in the face. Ethan Page. Right, let's ignore that ever happened. Quick snapmare there by Mustafa Ali, and now the cutter over the top as well. And Mustafa Ali heads up to the top. If he can hit that 450, it might be enough to win the championship. There's the 450 splash. He hits it this time, hooks a leg for the pin, for the 1, for the 2. Oh no, it's only a 2 count again. Wow. Mustafa Ali thought he had the match locked in there. Don't know what that was. Just had to jump over the ropes back and forth, just showcase his agility. Clothesline, back elbow, springs Page off the ropes. Page reversing into the corner. Mustafa Ali backs off. There's the kick into the head. Ethan Page. Oh, nice. Rolled through into the X Factor. Beautiful move there by Mustafa Ali. That might be enough. The momentum rolled through into the X Factor. Referee slap in the face, and Ethan Page is not enough. It's a clean sweep for NXT, and it's a brand new YouTube champion. Oh, my word. Oh my word. Ethan Page on his first opportunity to defend the title has lost it. And Mustafa Ali is your brand new YouTube champion. And I sure know someone who's going to be very, very happy about that result. And there we go. Let's update the screen. So Mustafa Ali, his first ever championship run with the YouTube championship. Of course, he is a former SWE Cruiserweight champion. He was the 3rd ever Cruiserweight champion. Won the belt away from Kalisto before losing it later on to Jushin Thunder Liger. But his first run now with the YouTube championship joins the likes of Jeff Cobb, Ricochet, CM Punk and Samoa Joe, TJ Perkins, Cesaro, Barbarian. God knows how Barbarian got in there. Mil Muertes, Joe Hendry, Eric Young, Sheamus, and Ethan Page as a YouTube champion. YouTube Championship, one of the belts that has changed hands quite a lot over the last few years. For the last few months, actually, to be honest. Ethan Page at NXTNA Showdown. 2025, there we go. Boom! Right, he's on there. Now let's update the actual ranking system themselves. So, Ethan Page, he now drops down to a +1 after 10 matches. That's his first singles loss of the year. And Mustafa Ali. Mustafa, where are you? I cannot find you. There he is, Mustafa Ali. Gets his first victory of the year. Wow, he's had a tough old time this year. He's had 3 singles matches, lost them all. This is his first singles win of the year, and I think he'll take it. I think if you gave him the opportunity to lose 3 out of 4 matches but win the one that was worth a championship, he will definitely take it. That moves Mustafa Ali back up to a +4 and now moves him up in the ranking system to 121st position. So not doing too bad for himself. Not doing too bad at all, apart from the -2, but we'll give him some opportunities to defend this belt, and who knows, he can build his ranking back up as well. Well, there we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Of course, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe with the good stuff, that is the end of our NXTNA Showdown special. Next week, we will have the PWI 500 Singles Eliminator Tournament. We have got... I'll read you out the first round matches to get your juices flowing. That's a terrible sentence, but I've done it now. So all the rankings, by the way, so all the matches are done by seeding, and we've basically got the highest seed versus the lowest seed, if that makes sense. So in match number 1, we've got Cody Rhodes, who was the number 1 in this year's PWI 500, taking on Randy Orton, who was number 32. We've also got Jon Moxley versus Yota Tsuji. We've got Gunther versus MJF. Hangman Adam Page versus Vikingo. Hiroki Goto versus Mark Briscoe. Jey Uso versus Tetsuya Naito. Swerve Strickland versus Ozawa, someone I've never heard of before, to be honest with you. Seth Rollins one-on-one against Masha Slamovich, believe it or not, yeah. Mystico versus Bron Breakker. Will Ospreay versus Mascara Dorada, that's going to be a cracking match, that one. Okada versus LA Knight. Joe Hendry versus Nick Nemeth. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jacob Fatu. Obafemi versus Trick Williams. CM Punk versus Damian Priest. And Bandido versus Konosuke Takeshita. What a cracking set of first round matches that is. And we'll start things off tomorrow for you. Right, I love you. Leave a good night. God bless. I'll be saying hit the like, hit the subscribe, all the other good stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow for the PWI King of the Rankings.